Hey there, welcome to another one of these. Yes, it's a mods update collection, and this is my final probably update of this mods series. Now my quest was to find the mods that sounded the most authentic on the Amiga. They sounded like they had real instruments in there, real pianos, real guitars, real synthesizers. And this is my collection of those that I managed to find. And in this update you'll find, well, a few of them have lines next to them, and if you look right at the bottom you'll see these are because they're the same as the previous pack. So if you got the previous update pack, you don't need to update those directories, those are exactly the same. But there are a few new ones, and the ones in 1987, apparently if you look at the first is readme, that tells you that these are supposed to be the first files that ever appeared on the Amiga in 1987, because we were messing around with waveforms before that, and then the trackers came along. So let's just load up a random track. I have no idea what any of these tracks are. This is just a random track that is apparently from 1987. And you can hear that it's not authentic, but this is the exception that proves the rule. These were the first tracks that ever appeared apparently on the Amiga. See a couple of games in there as well, Bubble Ghost and Crystal Hammer, and maybe even Demon's soundtrack is from a game, I'm not quite sure, but let's just check out Crystal Hammer and see if that sounds familiar. So this mod is one of whatever, and for some reason it's not allowing me to move that and change that on this particular recording. So I'm not sure whether I have to press the arrow keys, the cursor keys or whatever, but anyway, it doesn't seem to be working. So let's just continue and let's explore the rest of this mods directory. So you can see there all the early ones are clustered together from an archive that I managed to find, so those are in the collection. There's some 8 voices as well, and those are from the old collection. You can find chill tracks in here as well. Let's just select a random chill track, and some of these don't actually work through Octamed, so it's better if you find a dedicated player to play them, like Deli Player or Eagle Player or something like that. But some of them will work, and this one will work. Let's check that out. So those are in the chill directory, if you like chilled out music, and put all those together. And there isn't that many in classical, actually there's 2 in classical, because I'm not that bothered about classical music. And classics, those are the classic modules that I managed to find. This is a new directory, many Jester and Kevin Collier tracks in there, whatever. There's plenty of classic tunes and amazing tunes too. And so if you like the classics, they're in there. The crack trolls and the demos have been added to a little bit. Drum, dub and ragga you might remember from the original, and I might have added 1 or 2 extras in there, not that many to be honest, but they are in there if you like drum, dub and ragga music. And so checking out the parent directory, there is also Dub Deep Chill, and Dub Deep Chill you might remember because I released a few of them on the internet as separate tracks. Not that many people have listened to those, but if you want to hear the deep chill tracks, those are on the channel, and a few more of those that I didn't quite fit on to the album. You can find those also rans as well, also running in that same directory. So plenty of dub deep chill to be going on with, and you can find even deeper dub chill as well. Some of these have different subdirectories, so if you click on them you might find subdirectories in there. And so Groove and Funk, we'll check out that at the end. Happy Summer Songs, again these are random happy summer songs that reminded me of Happy and Summer, not necessarily trance modules, although I know this one is. So let's just play that and skip along a bit and check this one out. But this happens to be kind of a trance module, so let's move on to the most important directory of the entire update, and that's because this is a house, techno and acid trance update. And then here you'll find house, techno and acid and trance music and GABA and sometimes breakcore as well. So there is quite some to be going on with. This is the bulk of what I concentrated this update on, so this has got all of the new files in there, and virtually all the other directories are updates. So we can check out 90s dance mods, which are modules that reminded me of 90s dance in various ways. Not authentic mods, but they are certainly sounding very much 90s dancey to me. And unfortunately, it seems I've pressed the button for DH1. Puts me into my workbench drive, so that's very unfortunate. It means I'm going to have to type that in, or probably click on my modules all over again. So this update is basically concentrated on those formulas, and those are authentic sounding modules as much as I could find. Lots of acid music, and some of that is also old school acid music as well. Old school acid sounds a bit different than modern acid, and so I'll put that in a separate directory.
Light is fun.
So we've got old school acid and also house dance acid music as well, and you can see all the various subdirectories are supposed to be in here for you to check those out. And so see deep house we've got, and deep house, well, even more of those, and you can see GABA and breakcore as well. And so checking these out at random, playing these random, some more acidy kind of tracks here. And so some of these required Deli player. There was a separate directory in there of ones that required Deli player, and you might remember some of these ones. These ended up being in a special mega mix that I put onto the site. All these are happy kind of trancey musics, and those are house dance anthems. So if you want more house dance anthems, they will be on that archive. And it looks like yet again we've managed to find something that doesn't actually play. So that's unfortunate that one of my favourite players won't play, but if you continue, hopefully other songs will. And some of them play at the wrong speed as well, which is quite annoying. And we can play around with the speed, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. If the module doesn't work, then it simply doesn't work. So if you want to use Pro Tracker, it's probably recommended, and that, to my money, it loads the majority of these things in pretty fine. So gone through house dance anthems and house megamixes, and this is the old school house. So let's check out House Journey. So if you like old school house, maybe check out that directory.
This is a journey into sound.
A few house megamixes in there, and those are all together. And jungle music, if you're into jungle, just a few of those that I managed to find, I've put into there. And modern hardcore is that massive directory that was carried over from the previous archive. I've just put that in here, and there might be a few extras as well, but if you had the previous archive, then you'll know what modern hardcore is all about. And so usually breakneck speed, and so that's just a random one. They all sound completely different, some of those are more chilled out than others. And if you want to rave, of course, there's a massive rave directory where I've put together quite some raves, and so you can have a full day's worth of raves if you play all of those modules I managed to find. So, Rescue Freedom Mix. No idea what this is, but I put a line against it. That means it's one of my favourite ones. So check out the ones with the line against them, and they should appear at the top of the list. Finally, any others that fitted into the garage and techno, I've put into this final directory. And so, if you're into that, check out that final directory. And it's not quite over because there are one or two directories that have been added to slightly, and maybe more acid jazz and jazz, I'm not quite sure, but a couple of them. And all these are the same, some more old time modules, and one or two more pop songs, not that many, I have to say literally one or two. And the rock directory that I used to have in the rock directory, which were Amiga rock files, I've moved into the main directory. So this is the same rock directory, maybe with a few more added. And there's even a country directory I noticed as well, and a few more sample fusion, things like that. And again, the happy summer songs, they're completely different, and some of those are completely different melodies and tones, and they're not all on the same format. But if you like happy summer songs, but also the groove and funk as well, because you can't beat a bit of groove and funk. And there's also chill groove and funk in there as well. So if you want chill groove and funk, then select one of them. So let's just select one of these at random. And so this archive is available on the internet. If you check out the description, you can download it from my Google Drive, and you can check out these all on your own and by yourself, and also in a party in a crowd as well. So I'll let you plunge into the deep pool of mods that I managed to find, authentic or otherwise. And so this update pack is basically the house update. If you're into that kind of music, check those out. They all play in VLC player. I know that because I've played them all in VLC player. Thank you.